So our listing agreement appointment obviously starts at the door. Be very professional. Again, be genuine. Greet them. Make eye contact. This is very important. When you're greeting someone, when you're shaking their hand, make eye contact. Make the process sort of easy for them. I'm sure you're going to be a little nervous. They're going to be a little nervous, but just come across as friendly. Come across as yourself. Eye contact when you're shaking their hand. I want to show this video just real quickly one more time. Don't shake their hand so that you cause a few fractures in their knuckle, but also don't do it like you don't care. There's a lot of studies that have been done on this, and throughout most cultures, a weak handshake is basically not well received by people. It's really an opportunity again for you to make that first impression and break the ice with them. So when you get to the property, what I do is I sit down briefly and I will tell them this is kind of how the listing appointment is going to go. I give them the steps. I'm going to ask you to please give me a tour of your home. Show me your home as if I'm a prospective buyer. Or show me your home as if you're a prospective buyer. The reason I do that is you would be surprised. Everybody, without any exception, everybody, when I'm on that tour and they're giving me a tour of their home, they're not only going to tell you what they love about the house, but they're also going to tell you things like, you know, we always wanted to change this or move that or paint that or add this or remove. So you now have insight into some of the dysfunctions, if you will, or less desirable aspect of their home, which is going to be in the minds of prospective buyers when they now put it on the market. So this is where they live. It's their home. We want to be respectable. Always leave the primary bedroom last in terms of when you're touring. And go there last and we'll talk about that in a minute as to why. While they're giving you this tour, make these strategic suggestions. If they tell you, for example, we always wanted to do this, really never got around to it. If it's relatively easy or simple to do, not too much time, not too much money, suggest that, you know, you might want to do that now because it may make the difference for a prospective buyer. So make those suggestions as you're touring. Number one, most important, just think of yourself walking into a prospective home that you're considering to buy. Clutter is the single biggest turnoff. So suggest to them, you know, maybe you can remove those few extra pieces of small furniture that seem to make the room smaller, or, you know, your vacuum cleaner should really be in the closet. Those kinds of things. Don't be afraid to make suggestions. Every word that you say or every question you ask, every time that they respond to you, it's all building rapport. Never ever talk about price on the tour or at any other time until the actual time comes for you to discuss price once you're sitting at the table. Just deflect the question by saying something, you know, about as you're touring the home, or we're going to get to that in our conversation around price. Just deflect it. Talk to them about home replacement strategies in terms of this is a good opportunity for you to talk about that. Perhaps in your next home, we'll make sure that we find you something that already has that item taken care of, or you don't have to worry about adding that or painting that or removing that item. You're building sort of your secondary, if you will, business opportunity in this conversation of touring their home when you don't even have the listing yet. Tour the entire property. Don't tour just the interior. Tour the exterior as well. Very important, because there are positives and negatives of the property, both outside and inside. And when you're done, when you've looked at the entire property inside and out, go to wherever it is that they would like for you to sit. It's usually either at a table in the kitchen or it's the dining room table. It makes the most sense. I've had some clients tell me, they prefer the relaxed family room or even the formal living room, sitting on couches and chairs and so forth. That's fine too. Let them tell you where they're going to be most comfortable, but it's typically the kitchen or dining room table. Always, always be grateful. Always show them gratitude. Say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, to have this conversation with you, to see if we're a right choice to work together. Thank them for the tour, and leave your whatever materials you've taken, whether it's your printed folder of materials for the presentation or it's an electronic form in a computer, laptop, leave it off the table for now. So this is very, very important, right? It talks about what we briefly discussed. Get answers to these very important questions. So let's define their expectations. What are your concerns about working with a real estate agent? This should always be your first question with a seller, because you want to get insight into their mindset. While you've toured, while you've had conversations, they have their sort of first impression of you. So you want to know if they have any general concerns, and this would also be a spot to finally to also additionally find out if there are any concerns about you. What do you expect from your real estate agent? Exactly what are your expectations from what I'm going to do for you or the real estate agent that you choose to help you sell your home? When I do an excellent job for you, what would it take for you to refer me to your family and friends? Again, it's a very specific question that both is asking something and it's looking for insight into whether they have any concerns already, and it's a little bit more detailed question about what is it going to take for me to impress you so much that you're not only going to be happy with my service, but moving forward, you're also going to be a source of referrals for me to your friends and family. Sorry about that, a little technical issue here. So your marketing presentation. Define the concept of price. This is often where our prospective sellers disagree with us the most frequently. Anyone can list your home. My job is to sell your home for the best price and the most favorable terms. And that literally is our most important job as a listing agent. You want to know your strengths and be ready to communicate your strengths to them. One of the previous questions was, are you interviewing other agents? If the answer is yes, this becomes even more important that you communicate your strengths. Why are you the right person for them to hire? Utilize technology to your advantage, especially here at Radius. For us, we work with an amazing cutting-edge technology that has already given us amazing tools that few other companies, if anyone, offers, and discuss those. Tell them that for the same cost to you in terms of commissions and what it's going to cost you to sell your home, you're going to get so much more because I work with this company. You want to be very intuitive. You want to look at their body language. They'll often look at each other in agreement or disagreement after you've said something or after you've answered the question. So you want to make sure your tone, your presentation style is adhering to your audience, in this case, who is the seller or the sellers. Make them comfortable with not only your verbal language, but also with your body language. Address their objections. Almost always there'll be some. Often you'll go through your presentation and it's so compelling, you've done such a good job that there will be very few objections. And then you're also going to have situations where you're going to be having to address and overcome several objections. Very common. Well, we need to think about it. What is it that you're uncomfortable with? What is it that is stopping you from letting me go to work with you today? When you hear of, I think, I understand. What would it take for you to be comfortable with your decision today? Just overcome the objections by asking questions. We may not be ready. It's very possible that they really aren't, but they were ready enough to actually ask a real estate professional to come to their home. So ask questions like, what information have we covered today that makes you think you're not ready? Why do you think you're not ready? You've already asked them previously about their motivation, and they may not be highly motivated. But again, if that question was skirted by them or not answered previously, you reiterate it here. Why are you not ready? What is your concern? I want to interview others. I understand different people respond to this differently. My personal response to this is, I understand. I encourage you to talk to others. You're going to see that I'm your best choice because of my knowledge of the local area, because of my experience with clients like you. You can review what my previous and current clients have to say about my performance. You can look at testimonials. Again, you're just restating all of the important things that you bring as strengths to this process of them selling their home. I can't afford to move now. Again, this could be an issue of price. Perhaps they thought before your presentation that their home was going to sell for more, or something has happened. You want to understand why by asking questions. The best way to address objections from these prospective clients is not by answering the objections. It's by asking questions to bring them to a place of seeing that clearing, where is that really an issue, or are they just afraid for some other reason? You want to get to the root of what their concern is, why the cause of the objection, by asking questions. This is another common. I will list with you if. The if quite frequently is cost. I will list with you if you list it for X amount of compensation. And again, this is where I reiterate my strengths, my value proposition. Dear seller, I'm not a discount broker. I bring a lot of full service value to the process. Are you looking for a discount broker? No one, even if they are, is going to answer that question yes. So you kind of bring some doubt into their mind in terms of, oh, if I go with a discount broker, it's not going to be a very good experience. How soon does my home need to be ready? Another common one. It could be there's a lot of clutter. It could be that for years there's a lot of deferred maintenance. There could be a lot of different reasons as to why this could be a concern. And be fair about it. Don't say, well, I'd like you to have it all cleared up and ready to go in 48 hours. That's not realistic. But do come with the time frame. Tell them we will sign the listing agreement today. You're also going to sign a document that says for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever the amount of time that they want. The property is not going to be on the market because you're preparing it. That way it still gives me the opportunity to market it as a coming soon property, to get people excited about it, while it gives you the time you need to prepare the home for sale. Will you negotiate your commission? Like I said, I usually don't, but I am also the first to explain to them that real estate commissions are negotiable. There are competitors who discount their fees, and I've never really understood it, dear seller, because we all have similar expenses. We all need to wear professional clothes. We all need to drive cars in good mechanical sound condition. We all need E&O insurance. We all need to spend money on marketing. We all need to do continuing education. We all have a lot of costs. So I'm not sure how discount agents and brokers are able to sustain their business, because we all have very similar costs. So if you kind of give them the sense that they're going to get what they pay for, and quite frankly, most of the time they do, it creates doubt in their mind. Again, know your strengths, know your value proposition, and communicate it to them.